Hi, this is King of Review. Find the 10th term of a sequence 2, -6, 18, -54, and the sequence continues. The first step is to determine if we're dealing with a geometric sequence. A geometric sequence is a list of numbers or terms where the ratio of any term to the previous term is constant. So these numbers here are the different terms. The first term is called A1. The second term is called A2. The third term is called A3. And this naming pattern continues. The fourth term is called A4. And we want to find out if there's a common ratio between these numbers. So how do we get from 2 to -6? Well, we multiply by a -3. And how do you get from -6 to -3? Again, you multiply by -3. You can see a pattern here. To get to the next term, you multiply the previous term by -3. So to get from 18 to -54, you multiply by a -3. So -3 is the common ratio. So we are indeed dealing with a geometric sequence here. One other method for finding the common ratio is using the equation r equals A2 over A1. So we have -6 over 2, and this equals -3, which is the common ratio. You can choose other terms as well to determine the common ratio. For instance, r equals A4, and whichever term is on top or in the numerator position, you must have its previous term in the denominator. So the previous term in this case is A3. A4 over A3. So we have -54 over 18, and this equals -3 for the common ratio, which is what we found here. So we're asked to find the 10th term that's in this sequence. We're given the first 4 terms, but if this sequence of numbers continues, we want to know what the 10th term is. To do this, we'll use the rule for a geometric sequence. This rule is AN equals A1 times R to the n minus 1 power. The nth term of a geometric sequence with A1 as the first term and R as the common ratio. So now, let's enter the information that we know into this equation. Since we're trying to find the 10th term, n is equal to 10. So we have A10, or the 10th term, equals A1, which is this first term here, so 2, times the common ratio, which we found to be -3, to the n minus 1 power, so 10 minus 1. Let's simplify. We get 2 times -3 to the 9th power. So the 10th term is 2 times -3 to the 9th power. Letter B is correct. Thanks for watching.